Good day, everyone. My name is Mihlali Tlokwana, and today we're going to touch on the tools of ICTs and how they enhance our lessons as teachers. So today we're going to conduct a lesson under poetry, which is a poem titled Sonnet 116 by William Shakespeare. Teaching poetry is advanced, and we all know that learners have been taught poetry before as they are doing grade 11 English home language. So we all know that we can never conduct a lesson without having aims and objectives. So we have a first aim, which is understanding the themes of the poem. Themes are very essential when it comes to poetry. They are the significant tool that we can use to understand the poem. And mainly, the reason why they are important is because learners can relate to them and they can use it to their real life issues. Thank you.
Good day. My name is Zakira, and I will be the second objective of the poem, and that is analyzing figures of speech. So, in this section, learners will have to analyze the figures of speech found in the poem, such as the metaphors, the personification, the alliteration, and the similes. And then the third one is enhancing critical thinking. So learners will have to think abroad of other literary works that speaks about love and what the poem has to say about it. Thank you.
Good day. I'm Siakem Machake. So I'll continue with the objectives. So the fourth objective there is creativity. So learners here must be able to find creative ways of continue to analyze the poem after they have read the poem. And then the fifth one is discussions and debates. So learners must be able to discuss and do debates based on the metaphors maybe, or anything that they can debate about on the poem to see if they understood the poem. Thank you.
My name is Vanessa, and I will be talking about ICT tools and how they enhance the lesson. For an example, we can use laptop or computer to project a PowerPoint presentation. This makes the lesson more interesting by enabling the use of pictures, videos, and graphics that can illustrate love-related content. Number 3, it gives the lesson a defined framework, making it easier for students to follow along as they analyze the poem's topic and literary strategies. Number 3, by mixing text, images, audio, it accommodates different learning methods and makes it sure that every learner can interact with the content. Another thing, why this enhanced learning? It enhances learning by collaborative understanding, whereby students help each other and decode meaning. Another one is immediate clarification, whereby teacher can address confusion as it arises. The third one is vision learning, whereby color coding different literal devices. Last one is student voice, whereby it talks about the encourages participation from shy students. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. This is Mamgere Makosha speaking, and I will be continuing with the integration of ICTs in this grade 11 class 1 teaching poem. So yeah, they're saying firstly, as you know that most learners, they have cell phones, so the learners will be allowed to use their cell phones in the classroom, which will make it much easier to reach a large number of individuals based on the need for special equipment. So as we're saying that learners will be allowed to use the smartphones, the teacher will give the learners a link whereby they will log onto a Quizlet, and then they will answer questions that are based on this particular poem, which is poem 116. So another thing is that interactive quizzes done using mobile cell phone can enhance student engagement, since they often include multimedia elements, meaning that there will be many things that the children will be learning on Quizlet. Just because Quizlet has questions that are based on flip cards, and there is also matching questions. And another thing here, smartphones provides immediate evaluation, allowing learners to get this instant feedback. So the teacher will use a particular platform, which can also be Quizlet. Then after that, the learners will do the actual quiz and they will submit it, and the teacher can mark and give the learners some feedback. So another thing that they say here about smartphones is that smartphone quizzing has the potential to provide a more engaging and efficient testing experience that adapts to today's learning patterns. Because as you know that we are now moving forward in times, so we need to integrate technology in our classrooms. So smartphones will be one of those ICTs that will be used. Thank you.
Okay, since we'll be using smartphones, quizzes will be done as an answering activity engagement. We all know that technology is significant. We have to move with times. So us as teachers, making sure that our learners uses cell phones in the classroom is showing that in the future, this is what is important that has to be done. Because, for example, in university they use technology. So we have to make sure that we start here in high school to make sure they are familiar. So them using quiz will make them familiar with the terms, familiar with the structure and everything that will be opposed to them in the near future. So on the quiz, there will be questions. For example, the first question, they will be asked what love is about, or explain the concept love. So there will be 4 steps, there will be answers, A until D. They'll have to make sure they press there and submit, and it will be displayed on our projector where I'll see the different answers. Because by doing that, I want to see how learners think, critically think. On the second question, I'll just say, write in your own words, explain the poem, Sonnet 116. They'll write their different answers. By using that, by using technology, we're making sure that the tools in their minds are enhanced for them to make sure that in the future, they do not struggle. ICTs are very significant in the technology because the way we learn now is more, I can say freestyling. It's more learner-based because now they can have access to technology at home. So the quiz will consist of teachers easily finding where their students are having trouble. As I told you, when I project, I want them to send answers. By looking at all those answers, I'll see where are they struggling. Because I want to understand, do they know what love is? Do they understand? So by using a Quizlet, they'll use different formats, there'll be cards where they choose. But I want them to make sure that they select to see how they think. And the second questions we can use there is them defining something. When they define something, it's me understanding that, no, that is where I need to pull up. This is where I need to make sure I add on. So when we use Quizlet, we're making sure that we want our learners to be safe, to understand, and them to be freely. Because when we use technology, you can't even see the face, because you won't write to me and say, Smamkela Mabusha wrote this. It's just an answer. So I won't be saying that you don't understand this, you don't understand this. I don't know who wrote that answer. I'll just explain it more further for them to understand. So if maybe the majority of the class does not understand, that's when I will know where they're lacking, so that I as a teacher can be able to push them to become more understanding on the concept of the assignment or the activity based on our Sonnet 116.
Good day, I'm Asana Mabupe. I'm going to conclude the lesson. ICT tools transform the teaching of Sonnet 116 from the passive teaching exercise into an interactive exploration of timeless themes. By using technology purposefully, we help the learners overcome the language barrier, engage with complex ideas, and connect classical literature to their experiences. Thank you.